You're taking a live look right now. Our photojournalist Calista Silva getting a little closer to this fire.
This warm weather starts to make its way into the area ahead of the holiday weekend. I just had to take a dip into the water here myself.
You know, most celebrities and golfers here at the Pro-Am, they walk alongside the gallery, but not Bill Murray. He walks with them, greeting as many as he can.
How are you?
The first day that the carnival is open to the public, but it actually slid into town on Tuesday to help get set up. And of course, the giant slide here, just one of the many ride options.
Now, this is a big weekend, not just for the track, but for the motorcycle racing community as a whole. That's because ARMA, it's actually a non-profit organization working to restore and race historic motorcycles.
Right now, so just take a look at this here, the traffic building up right around 5 o'clock.
Municipal Airport, I'm going to step out of the way and you can see the single engine Cessna on the ground right there. So I'm sitting behind a hump right now. Let's go ahead and show. I'm sitting on a camel. There are camel rides out here at the Santa Cruz County Fair. I'm going to attempt to do weather on a camel. Our chief photographer, Calista Silva, also on a camel.
Getting off of Air Force One, we'll be addressing the local leaders on the ground, state representatives, again, who
The upstairs living space of his house is good. It's just the downstairs. His garage was a mess.
As you can see behind me, has still been an attraction for people to come and take pictures.
This has been an emotional day, one that we keep saying and hearing again and again.
Emery was found along this dirt road behind the Marina Airport. When the car stopped, she ran up to the car and began tapping on the windows. Saldivar then jumped out as Emery hopped into the driver's seat. Saldivar then turned on the heater to help keep Emery warm.
Cal Fire Emergency.
Yeah, hi, I'm calling to report a possible vegetation fire.
We have a rapid rate of spread, immediate threat to structures and power lines.
We do have a mock incident where a 911 phone call was dispatched in.
Engine 5534 is on scene at 249 Nito Way. Let's continue all resources and start the CAL FIRE response.
The resources on the ground are attempting to put the fire out.
Ready for water! Water coming!
But the fire is going to continue to grow throughout the day to exercise all the different avenues. In the event we get something like that here that would essentially inundate our initial attack floor in the emergency command center, we would open up our expanded dispatch center here in Monterey and bring these folks in. When we receive that 911 phone call, we start our initial dispatch, which today was a medium wildland dispatch. It included bulldozers, crews, fire engines, and aircraft. Once they get it seen and give us a good size up of what they have going, they can project out and see where this incident is going, which today we're extending into a major incident. The folks that drove by were very happy to see us. It not only benefits us, but it benefits the communities that we serve, and we're proud to serve. I would say the most important thing learned here today happened in the emergency command center setting and or expanded. As we opened up that atmosphere and allowed not only firefighters, engineers, TSSs from other units, they really got to see the nuts and bolts of what happens from start to finish.
When I think about sustainable fishing, it kind of starts at the top. It starts with the fishermen. You know what I mean? Like, me and David love the ocean. We have a great long-term relationship with the ocean, so we want to do everything we can. Although we are commercial fishermen, we want to preserve the ocean. We're not the typical commercial fishermen, you know, but we definitely try to show everybody how you can do it.
How does the friendliest catch crew
Put it in the claw. Oh, it took it.
There we go.
make sure they're being eco-friendly while also running a business?
On all our equipment is electric, you know, so we are trying to use everything that's the most efficient and the best for the environment. You know, from our 4-stroke outboard motor, our crab puller. You know, that's a high-speed, you know, really good crab puller, but it's electric.
Part of doing sustainable fishing is also using recycled bait. Like this bait here came from H&H Fish Market here in Santa Cruz. They then take this out to catch the crab in this bucket.
Just drop it right here.
Rockhold also started sharing his ocean adventures on TikTok.
You know, we do this thing called the Barnacle Chronicles, and we basically give this crab a little bit of relief, and then we send it home. So you can take the pliers and everything we encounter out there, you know, we get to share it with our following. So it's really fun.
And they don't just catch crabs. They also catch fish like halibut. But those aren't the only sea creatures getting caught in their pod.
An octopus. How cool is this guy?
Yeah, we roll, David.
All right, put him back.
Rockhold says there are many challenges that face commercial fishermen, but believes that sustainable fishing is the future.
I feel like the way we fish and what we represent is kind of the future of commercial fishing. I really feel like, you know, being sustainable, going far and beyond and being humane, you know, I really feel like it's the future. It's the future of fishing.
Reporting in Santa Cruz, Anna Torreya, KION News Channel 46.
We're going to treat it like we do every single year. We're going to prepare our folks to be ready for anything that comes ahead. They're conducting mobile attack, hose lays, and different things throughout the day. We have 79 firefighters that have returned. They'll be out here doing a full 2-week training in order to get back and staff engines in 12 of our wildland stations. With our annual grass crop being as vibrant as it is with the rainfall that we received this winter, we're really honing in this week on the wildland fire atmosphere and the light flashy fuels.
We're making sure that we have all the skills, resources that we need to prepare for this fire season.
There's been a lot of good crew cohesion. Some of us haven't seen each other for a while, so it's nice to all be together and work hard.
And they're just honing their skills for the fire year that we see ahead of us. We did see an extensive amount of rainfall this year. Now, from the rainfall we've seen later in the season, we are anticipating fires to start rather quickly. We do anticipate seeing our helicopter log some more flight hours this year, as they tend to fly around a little bit more when we have the grass crop like we do this year, and we start to see those initial starts.
It's a different experience to see fire behavior from above.
This year's fire season, so far I'm feeling really good. I'm excited for the next 9 months and to be back at work and be with my crew again.
For the second week in a row, motorcycles will thunder their way through Laguna Seca.
2 big motorcycle events. Last weekend was pretty good. We had some solid results and it was pretty busy. But yeah, this weekend's supposed to be pretty busy too.
The American Historic Racing Motorcycle Association bringing riders from all over the world, all with the same love of motorcycles and history.
It's always cool to see how bikes have developed over time and how we can still keep them going and race them. And
modern day motorcycle guys really look at the vintage side because this is where it all started. So to keep it rolling is just absolutely amazing.
Race bikes are meant to be raced, not kept in somebody's living room or garage or a museum for that matter.
Now this is a big weekend, not just for the track, but for the motorcycle racing community as a whole. That's because ARMA, it's actually a non-profit organization working to restore and race historic motorcycles.
Everyone here wants to help as much as they can. So, and being that nonprofit and everything, everyone's just taking care of everybody here. It's a really close-knit family of people riding. It's pretty awesome.
We always have a good time. It's a great place to get together, see old friends, and remember what you used to do.
And it's all happening at the iconic WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
Laguna is just such a historical place, you know. Everybody knows about Laguna around the world, and just spinning laps in it is historical.
And just being able to ride Laguna is a blessing in itself. It's a classic track. You know, the corkscrew is something that, you know, people know all over the world.
Three of our drone teams with CAL FIRE out of Pebble Beach have been on operational flyovers this week.
The rain keeps coming down. flooding fields in parts of Monterey County. The Monterey County Water Resource Agency making the necessary repairs to make the levee stronger. State agencies also pitching in.
It's allowing us to put these mandatory evacuations in effect a lot further and forecast out rather than making the decision when the crucial need is for the time to be done.
Renan Portier works in Pajaro. He was in San Jose and got a call to come back and get his car because of the evacuation orders that came down.
My thoughts were, just get back here as quick as I can. If it keeps on raining like it's been doing, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop for at least another week or two, they say. So, it's kind of crazy. I mean, we haven't seen it like this in a while.
Miguel Rubio grew up in Watsonville but now lives in Castroville. Rubio also works in Pajaro. He tells me he hasn't seen the river get this high in years. Have you ever seen the water this high before?
Not recently. It's been a couple of years.
When have you ever seen it get this high in the past?
When it used to rain a lot, like 15, 20 years ago.
Both worried that if the river rises and floods, it could cause huge damages to the places they work.
It would be extensive. Yeah, I mean, he's got trucks over there. He's got a shop. He's got other businesses there that he owns.
I work here and we got a lot of product in our facility that we don't want to ruin.
On June 6th, 2020, there was a knock on my door. And that was the beginning of this nightmare that I can't wake up from.
Stephen Carrillo, a former Air Force sergeant turned extremist and self-proclaimed Boogaloo Boy, sat in court before dozens of people whose lives he forever changed 2 years ago. The mother of Sergeant Gutzweiler's children gathering her composure to read a witness statement.
There is no justice for what you have done. There will never be justice. They could kill you 1,000,000 times over and it would never be enough.
Favi Del Rio gave birth to Sergeant Gutzweiler's daughter 3 weeks after his murder. Their son only 2 years old at the time.
There can never be justice for a little boy who no longer asks for his daddy to come home from work or screams for him in the middle of the night because he knows his daddy will never come. There can never be justice for a sweet, innocent little baby born into the world, taking her first breath after her daddy took his last.
Carrillo's sentencing giving light to the horror that unfolded that day. And for the first time, we're learning who the Good Samaritan was, a man who tackled and detained Carrillo while he tried to escape from law enforcement.
I was very afraid that day. When I tackled the defendant, I didn't want to die, but I was willing to risk my life in order to protect my loved ones and those around me. The deputies who responded to the call that day were also putting their lives on the line to protect our community.
Carrillo hardly turning to face the victims, remaining unbothered and unaffected by their words. The judge sending him to be locked up for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole. Still, the victims having lost so much more.
I can't believe that I will never be able to hug Damon again.